Hey, what is up, party people? How's everyone doing tonight? Hope everyone's doing absolutely fantastically. Yet again, it is Friday, y'all. We made it to yet another Friday. Hooray. Oh my god. I am so tired. Hey, Godzilla, what's good? Good to see you, fam. Hope your week went well. Yeah, this has been a week. It has been certainly one of the weeks of all time, for sure, up in here, but I'm happy to be back here with y'all. Not gonna lie, y'all, I was a little scared for a little while there because it looks like tonight's stream was not going to happen because a funny little thing happened to me last night. I am sitting here putting some stuff together for stream, watching some YouTube on the side as I usually do whenever I have to do my silly little tasks, and all of a sudden my Wi-Fi cuts out. And I go to restart my modem and my router, and the things just aren't turning on. So I'm like, oh my god, what is going on here? Outlet's not drawing power, modem and router won't turn on no matter what I do. Did these things just get zapped? Am I gonna have to get replacements? Turns out, just like 3 out of the 4 outlets in my living room had just somehow died out of nowhere last night. So, you know, it was just a matter of getting those fixed up. Then I was able to get my modem and router up and running again. What had happened was I tried them in other outlets without realizing that those outlets were dead too, so I falsely assumed that the modem and the router were also dead, which was a little silly of me, but what can I say? It was a really stressful moment, guys. It was a really stressful moment, but we pulled through, and here we are, ready to stream yet again at youtube.com/@ChimeraGames. And I am so happy to be doing exactly that. Yes, yes. Godzilla, how's the painting been going for you? Are you working on the, you're working on the Neuro Tyrant right now, right? Or is it the Neuro Gaunts you were working on last time? I know it's one of the Neuro units. I just forget which one off the top of my head. Almost the Neuro Gaunts, that's what I thought. That's right, you've already painted the Neuro Tyrant, I'm so silly. Nice, 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 excellent. That's good to hear, that's good to hear. We're almost done with these Celestian Sacresants, and then after that it'll be time to move on to non-metallic metal Celestian. I think tonight's stream should be the last push we need to get these done. There aren't that many steps left in my opinion. I just want to get a few of the ooh, also just finished an Iron Hands Dreadnought for a friend. Very nice, very nice. Amazing. How long did it take you to finish that up for your friend? But yeah, I was saying before, I don't see too many steps being left for these gals. Just want to get some got a few more base coats to finish up, and then we'll move on to some highlighting, do the base, and we should be able to call it right there. Should have some pretty good looking Celestian Sacresants up and ready to go at that point. And hopefully all that won't take too long for us here. Not that long, lots of flat panels. I heard that. I heard that. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget. Uh-oh, bumped this. Oh my god! Hi, E! What the hell? I wasn't expecting to see you here. The hell? What are you doing here? I thought you were going live tonight, or are you going live tonight? I'm so happy to see you stop by, though. We're literally just getting started. We've just been sitting here chatting for a little bit. You know, just gearing up to get a good solid paint sesh in. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like getting over the surprise of having. Wait, hold on a second. Hold up. Where is your schedule? I could have sworn you're not supposed to be here right now. Oh. No, you are. I canceled stream, I'm glad to be chilling here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got you. Alright, cool. Yeah, I was just going through your Discord looking for your stream schedule. I'm like, what? But oh, I'm happy you're chilling here too, E. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. I also appreciate all the rest of you who are not Godzilla Nid or E who might be tuning in here tonight. Welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. My name is Christian, aka Chimera, and this is youtube.com/@ChimeraGames. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my stream, y'all. If you like what you see here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. That way you know exactly when we go live every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time right here on my channel. Doing some painting, some occasional gaming over here. It's really fun, really chill times all around. And if you like what you see here, if you like what you say here, if you like what you see here tonight, don't forget to also leave a like, y'all, because of course that really, you know, helps out the channel. And if you want to follow me on my social media, all my social media links are down in the description below. Right now we are currently on track to achieve our 200 subscriber goal, which is our next subscriber milestone. And I remember, if you remember correctly, from my announcement post I did about this like ages ago, if we get to 200 subscribers by the end of the year, then we're going to do a live battle report via Tabletop Simulator between me and my good friend Ultralord, who you've seen in my chat if you've been here before. So definitely subscribe if you want to see that. Encourage the people you know in your life to subscribe too if you want to see that. And as always, thank you so much for the continued support of my channel, y'all. So with that being said, let's move over to the hobby cam and let's get this started. So we're going to be doing a couple things differently here tonight. Nothing too wild, nothing too crazy, anything like that. I'm switching over to a dry palette just because it's a little bit kinder toward my my metallic speed paints, just because metallics tend to fall apart somewhat rapidly when they're placed on a wet palette, because the water sort of like ruins the suspension of the little metallic flakes inside of the paint solution. So there is that. So we're going to try using a dry palette for most of our painting tonight, just because we have mostly metallic paints to cover here before we are done. Still going to use the same paintbrush, still going to use this Army Painter monster size brush. I mean, it's not monster as in it's like huge, but it's just called the monster brush. So yeah, we're still going to use this. And yeah, other than that, I ain't got much else to say about this. I say we just jump into this. So I think the first thing I want to do is I want to finish laying down all the copper. So let's go ahead and get out our good copper color, our brazen copper by the Army Painter right here. And let's get that applied. And while I'm prepping this paint, I really should just shake all these paints like off screen, like before stream. But I don't know. Because also that leaves like, I feel like that leaves too much time for them to like settle back down anyway. But gonna get this all mixed up. Here we go. E, how was your day? You get some good work done today? I hope so. Hope you're not too stressed out. I know you've been kind of going through it lately. Hope you're doing better. Okay, there we go. Alright. I love this color so much, but I'm not gonna lie. That pigment down at the bottom of the bottle is always super duper irksome. Yeah, I just finished the big video, but DaVinci almost bugged out and deleted. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Not just for DaVinci, but really any video editing software. I used to experience the same type of shit when I used to use Adobe Premiere more frequently, and that's actually the reason why I low-key like swapped from Adobe to DaVinci. So it was very stressful, but we are okay. I'm glad everything's okay. I'm excited to see the new video. Your videos have been such bangers lately. You're killing it, dude. You're killing it. Not that you need me to tell you that, but you are absolutely killing it, in case no one has told you recently. E is also a fellow content creator, TM, who focuses mainly on Genshin Impact, aka Legend of Zelda Breath of the Waifu Simulator. I say that with affection, Nee. I say that with affection. Thank you, you too, man. We out here. Yes, we are. We are truly, truly out here doing the damn thing. Okay, so really the only model missing copper base coating is going to be this one. Okay, cool. A Genshin player? I know, in my good Christian Minecraft server, it's crazy. I actually talk about Breath of the Wild in the video tomorrow. Oh, bet. Oh yeah, because you're talking about Genshin Impact controversy. So yeah, that definitely makes sense that Breath of the Wild would be mentioned in that video, considering that there's like a lot of controversy surrounding like Genshin like allegedly ripping off like animations and all sorts of shit from Breath of the Wild. So I'm excited to hear your breakdown about all that, and of course the bag of chips too. As the saying goes, all that in a bag of chips. If there's one thing my parents certainly passed down to me, it is their usage of idioms, their liberal usage of idioms. Kaim also tried Genshin. He's got a few Genshin. That's true. Okay, I do. That is true. I do have, in fact, a few Genshin wives and girlfriends. And just besties too, but mainly wives and girlfriends. Hi Shinha, how's it going, baby girl? Please come home. Nah. Here we go. Wait, what am I looking for? Oh, yeah, this edge right here. I was just saying, no, I didn't get that whole edge. Hold on. Hold up. Let him cook, y'all. Let him cook. Who the character Shinha from Genshin Impact is my declared wife, who along with Yelan, that new character, what's her name, Farina from the new update. Yeah, these figures look so fire, by the way. Oh, thank you, E. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's right. You haven't been back by ever since we started these, but these are Celestian Sacresants. They're kind of like an elite bodyguard unit for the Sisters of Battle. They mainly like protect like the leadership of the Adeptus Sororitas, aka the Sisters of Battle. For clarity's sake, those two things mean the same thing. Yeah, this is my second unit of these. Here's like an old Celestian Sacresant of mine from like when I first painted some of these, like back when I first started painting. So we're going for sort of revamped version of one of, let me move my finger, revamped version of one of these is basically what we're going for. Using a bit more saturated colors, some deeper coppers. Also, NIDs are the best. That is true. As much as I do love the Sisters of Battle, we are indeed a Tyranid fan base up in here. In fact, recently, last night actually, on my TikTok, I had someone comment on one of my on my work in progress TikTok about these figures, asking about how to asking for advice on how to build up their Tyranid army because they're just starting to get into 40k, and I was like, oh my gosh, exciting. So I recorded a bit of a video reply about you know, how to do that, how to sort of build up your army just in a general sense, and also like some specific advice about like building a Tyranid list. Mainly broke down the difference between like the Hordier units and the more Kaiju-esque units, like the Tyrannofex, things like that. He said he's really excited about the Tyrannofex, actually. I think he said that's going to be his one of his first purchases, which I'm like, hell yeah, dude, go big or go home. I know people say that like you shouldn't get like big units or whatever when you first start out painting, but I don't really think a unit's size really should like matter all that much when choosing your first model, because like if you have the enthusiasm to like paint it, then like no matter how intimidating it is, then you know, I feel like that's enough to carry you through, especially when it comes to this sort of thing, because it's just like, you know, at the end of the day, this is something that's just like kind of for you, you know. So I was like, you know what, that's a big model, but don't be scared, my guy, you will be okay. And also I feel like big Tyranid models are comparatively easier to paint than like bigger models from other armies. Like, sure, I wouldn't, like, if this guy were like trying to be a Sisters player, for example, I wouldn't recommend him get like the Triumph of St. Catherine as his first purchase for obvious reasons, because that model is very intricate. It's a big model and it's intricate. Not saying that the Tyrannofex isn't intricate, but like the Triumph of St. Catherine is a very, very intricate model. In fact, that's the whole reason why I haven't even dared to touch mine. Yeah, exactly, Godzilla Nid. The Tyranids have very forgiving natural shapes, especially when it comes to like the carapace. on all those models, like their shells. Those are very forgiving surfaces to practice painting on. Oh my god, tell me why I just thought of like a cool paint scheme where like you paint up a Tyrannofex and make it look like it got like graffitied on. Oh, that'd look kind of sick, low-key. That's not what we're gonna do for our Tyranids when I get to mine, but like, that's also a pretty cool freaking idea. Like a graffitied Tyrannofex or like a graffitied Biovore. That'd be kind of lit, actually. Graffiti Nids. High Fleet Brooklyn. Something like that. I gotta stop thinking about that idea, because otherwise I'm gonna be too tempted to do it. And I definitely want to still do my like volcanic Nid scheme, because that's the one that got me excited about painting Tyranids in the first place, and what motivated me to like find a friend to split the Leviathan box with. Because that's kind of how like I decide what armies I want to paint next. I have to like think of the color scheme first. And then if I like it enough, I'll be like, fuck it, I need some of those models immediately. Because at the end of the day, you spend most of your time as a Warhammer player painting models anyway, so it's like, you know, that's like 4/5 of the battle right there. And that's what I told the person on TikTok too. I was like, you gotta go with like, you know, at the end of the day, just choose the models that inspire you to paint, that seem the most fun for you to paint. Don't go with the meta. Please, dear God, do not follow the meta. Oh my God, don't do that to yourself. You will always be chasing that white whale. You will always be rolling that boulder up that hill if you chase the meta. I have Sisyphus on my mind because I recently got my very first clear in Hades finally the other night. I was playing here after like a long day at work, and I was just like, oh boy, I need a break from like everything. You know what? Fuck it, let's go for that first clear in Hades. I had gotten so close my previous attempt number 36 it was, my second most recent attempt. I had gotten Hades to the like 25% of his second phase, and he just wiped the floor with me, and I was like, okay, that was frustrating, but you know what? Next run, I'll get it. And then a day later, my next run came, and boy howdy did I get it. Boy howdy did I get it, with a clear time of 43 minutes. So now I finally have one clear in the books in that game, after 30 hours of game time according to Steam. I've always played Nids and never regretted it. That's what I'm talking about. And see, that's the thing. You just gotta go with like what you're into, you know? You gotta, because that's the easiest way to avoid the regret. I feel like people get very fixated on like this idea of like value and like, you know, like the money side of things, especially because like, you know, I mean, I get it, Warhammer is a very expensive hobby, but like, you know, there are other ways to assess value, not just when it comes to Warhammer, but life too, you know. And it's like, if you got it and you're not gonna like, you know, financially ruin yourself, you know, as long as you budget responsibly and, you know, go at a pace that your budget like will allow for, whatever that means for you, then you are fully within your right to just follow your heart and just have a grand old time with it, because that's what we're all here to do at the end of the day, is just have fun with this little hobby we all love so dearly. I am really enjoying the contrast between my copper and this purple here. I am very happy that I went with these colors. He says, let's go. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that was, I haven't felt like that sort of like gamer adrenaline rush in like so long. Just because I hadn't played a game that got me like that hype in like ages, but like, oh my god, I screamed so loud. I almost like lost my voice. I was like, let's fucking go! Oh my god. Top 10 gamer triumph moments in anime history. And yeah, no, you're right. I'm glad you agree, E, about like following the meta and how that's like never fun. Yeah, meta chasing's never fun, no matter what you're talking about. Because like, especially like in this day and age, where like we have the internet and games can literally like be changed on the fly. It's like chasing the meta. You can literally never be happy doing that. You can literally never be happy chasing any sort of meta in any game. Especially not in Warhammer 40k. You don't want to buy up like, you know, a bunch of Carnifex broods just for their power, and then, you know, they get nerfed like a couple months later as you're painting them. You're like, ah, shit, I just wasted like $120 or however much. I think a Carnifex brood is like 60 each. It might have originally been 60 each. It might be 70 each now. But that's not the point. The point is, if your value is based in like the value in like the meta game, like that's the easiest recipe for like unhappiness and dissatisfaction when it comes to Warhammer 40k. But if the value in these figures, you know, rests in like the joy of painting and like the joy of like collecting this like really cool army that you picked because you like it and for no other reason, then you're gonna get a lot more mileage out of your hobby. It's also how you avoid burnout too. It's how you avoid getting burned out with this hobby, especially. Let's see, did I paint the... I did. Kinda. I'm gonna paint the... There's a wee bit of detail on the breastplates here I'm gonna pick out. There we go. I'm gonna also pick it out on this one too. E, is the video coming out tomorrow morning like all the other ones? Same bat time, same bat channel? The one you're working on? Or the one you've worked on, I should say. And are thankfully not working on anymore, for your sake. And then it's gonna be a live premiere too, right? Gonna hit up these details while we're still chilling in our copper color here. Yep, tomorrow morning, cooking the thumbnail right now. Amazing. Let her cook. Let them cook. Let them cook, y'all. Hold on now. Hold on now. Let them cook. Well, let them cook. Ahaha, ahaha. Godzilla Net, are you gonna, what was I gonna say? Are you gonna end up posting pictures of that Iron Hands Dreadnought that you painted for your friend on your Instagram? He says, so the vibes right now were very much needed. I've missed coming to streams live. Aw, I've missed having you in stream too, E. I hate that life made me change my schedule around so that our schedules are no longer... Probably? Okay, bet Godzilla, bet. I will be there like button at the ready if and when you do. But yeah, I hate that life like made it so that our stream schedules were no longer like interlocked like they were when I first started out. Although that might be changing. Stay tuned for more details on that, because as we enter this this new semester in academia, my work schedule might be changing, and my stream schedule along with it. So yeah, stay tuned for that, y'all. Stay tuned for that. Oh my god, yeah, E, last week to celebrate 100 subscribers, we played Pajama Sam and There's No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside, which is like this old edutainment video game made by Humongous Entertainment, who you might know for making games such as like Freddy Fish, the Spy Fox series, what else? The Backyard Sports series, the Putt Putt games, and of course Pajama Sam. We beat the whole game in about 2.5 hours, because of course we did. It's a game literally made for like 4-year-olds, but it was a fun time though. Very fun time. Very funny game too. Lots of humor that was low-key way ahead of its time. And if you want to check it out, of course I got the VOD up on my channel. Same goes for all of you who might be listening and might have missed last week's stream. You know, I always save the VODs right here on my channel. You go to the live tab on my channel page and you can check out our whole slew of live streams going all the way back to that fateful day in February when I first started streaming for you lovely internet peoples. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. But also, I understand that you are a very busy person, so if you don't have the time, that's totally fine. As for the rest of you, you have no goddamn excuse. Not kidding. I'm just kidding, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, what do we need now? We need to actually, first of all, touch up this little edge right here. I'm on the edge of glory. Get the last little bit of that grenade right there. 'Cause darling, I'll still catch a grenade for ya. YouTube, please don't copyright claim this. You fucking bastards. No. Again, big congrats on 100 subs, man. Thank you, E. I appreciate that. Thank you very, 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 very much. Okay, what do we want to do? Oh yes, it is time to grab our enchanted steel, because this is what we're going to use to color the heads of the halberds, the blades of the halberds here. Gotta shake this up too, because I have not used this paint in a hot minute. I was just checking to see how much pigment is stuck at the bottom of this bottle. Not as much as the copper, ironically enough. Let's see. Sorry, I'll give me 1 second. Hey, Nikki, welcome in. Right on, you're right on time, my friend. Oh, what do you think the next project will be? Oh, easy. We actually already have that planned out. We actually got like the next like several months of projects literally all planned out. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you how I started reading Chainsaw Man. I have not started reading Chainsaw Man, unfortunately. I have not given myself the time to sit down and read lately because I have just been so tired from like work and shit, Godzilla Nid, but I will be getting on that here shortly. But she's our next project right here, Celestian, the Living Saint. This is going to be the next box we work on after we finish these Celestian Sacresants. Probably going to end up starting it next week because we are very, very close to being done. Yeah, I've heard so many good things, and like I want to actually read it because like I loved the anime so much. That I find myself to be rather invested in this world. They look like baddies. Oh yeah, Celestine's like low-key one of the saving graces of our army right now in 10th edition because she's just like that valuable as like a combat resource. She can like drop in onto the battlefield from anywhere, like out of the sky. Because she has like a flying ability that lets her do that. And she's just a really cool model too. One of my favorites in the entire game. Her and her accompanying Gemini Superior bodyguard. So yeah, she's definitely going to be who we work on next. Now we're just going to get a good coat of enchanted steel on the head of the halberd here. Here we are. Here we are. Let's see. Godzilla Net, are you all caught up with Chainsaw Man? I bet you are, right? Also, Nikki, how's your week been, fam? As always, some lovely work you've been throwing up there on your Instagram page here lately. Especially your freehanding stuff. I'm like, whoa, shit's awesome. Freehanding, I think I'm still like a miles and miles away from ever attempting freehanding. But I must say, nevertheless, you do serve as quite the inspiration. Thanks, I've been sick this week. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. I hope you're on the mend now. Oh yeah, of course, and no problem, Nikki. No problem, no problem, no problem. Okay, just painting the Rosarius here. Okay, that should be good. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think that's it for the base coats for this model, so let's move on to applying some base coats onto this model right here. And then we should finally be ready to move on to some second layers. And by second layers, I mean all we're gonna do is like maybe shade our, gonna do a little bit of shade painting on our metals, and do a few quick highlights. Nothing too sophisticated. This was supposed to be a speed paint after all, and I guess it still technically is. We are still achieving some fantastic results in record time. Does Celestian only have a toughness of 3? I don't think it's 3. I think it's like 6. I'm gonna double check for you in just 1 second. Let me just finish applying this this coat. It's not stellar though. It's nothing to be intimidated by, as is the case with all Sisters units. The overwhelming majority of Sisters units do in fact have toughness 3. It is 3. Wait, seriously? No frickin' way. Wait, I could have sworn it was like at least a 5. No frickin' way. I mean, I believe you, Godzilla Nid, but like, dang, hold on. I have to read this with my own eyes. I must. I fear I must. Hold on. Adeptus Ortas Index. Here we go. Oh boy, Celestine, why you do this? Games Workshop, why you do this? Also, like, Morven Vol's only toughness 6. Yep, Celestine is literally only toughness 3 with 5 wounds. She used to have 6 or 7 in 9th edition. But I guess they did sort of tune up her healing ability. So, let me see, because it says here in her index, while this unit contains a Celestine model in your command phase, if this unit is below its starting strength, 1 destroyed model is returned to this unit. So, one thing you couldn't really do quite as easily in 9th edition is revive her bodyguards, which, according to her rules, they take damage before she does. So, technically speaking, with 2 Gemini Superior each, with each Gemini Superior only having 2 wounds each, combined she has a total of 9 wounds because they take damage before she does because they're her bodyguards. So, and like they come back up in the command phase just if one of them is dead, or if both of them are dead, then one of them comes back automatically, no roll required, which was not quite the same. It was a little bit weaker in 9th edition, but still somehow not strong enough in 10th edition now to compete with a lot of the more higher damage dealing armies. And yeah, she can revive herself once per battle, or the first time that the unit is destroyed on a 2-up roll. Yep. And then she's got to pull out of engagement range when she does. So yeah, it's like some good, some not so good. Personally, I think the problem with Sisters in 10th edition is that they're low-key too balanced. They're too balanced for their own good. But the thing is, can she survive 2d6 plus 12 d2? No, she cannot. She can, that's the thing with the entire Sisters army, is that like on paper they might sound extremely broken, right? Like I think to a lot of people, when you verbally describe the Sisters of Battle experience, it's like, oh my god, you get like free rolls with miracle dice, and like you also can like you can manipulate all your rolls, and like you can revive models and stuff, and it's like it all sounds like all like honky-dory, but in reality it hardly matters, because the army just across the board is so fragile. That's why like a lot of our competitive lists are like heavily diluted with Imperial Knights, which, for those of you who don't know, Imperial Knights are basically like the giant walking robots. They're a completely different faction, but through some certain special rules in the game currently, Adeptus Sororitas can pull in Imperial Knights into their army list through the ally system. And they're like the only way to make sure your army actually even survives past turn 3, bro. Low key. And when she is set up again, when she is revived, I can shoot over. Exactly, you can shoot Overwatch. Yeah. So you can like basically render all of her healing, all of her self-reviving just literally pointless. Yeah. I feel like Games Workshop really thought they did something to break the game with Adeptus Sororitas, but the truth is they really didn't. They really didn't. If anything, we're in a much worse place now than we were at the end of 9th. I don't want to be one of those dudes who complains about, like, you know, his army being weak or whatever because Games Workshop is bad at game design. I don't think they're bad at game design. I just think that they're paying attention to sort of the wrong things when it comes to like balancing these armies, because like seriously, without heavily diluting your sisters list with other non-sisters units, it's like how are you supposed to even survive without just like hiding the whole game and not getting out to score secondary or primary, you know what I'm saying? Now maybe I'm just a bad Warhammer 40k player, and I am, but like seriously, yeah, like something needs to be changed. At the very least, I think some like points discounts and also some unit size adjustments are in order. Like I was talking about this online with someone about a couple of days ago about how I think like the Battle Sisters, we need more options for unit sizes for them. Because like, look, I get it. At 11 points per model, meaning 110 points for a unit of 10 sisters, there really isn't much more that Games Workshop can do to give them a points discount. Like 11 points per model is already pretty cheap, but I feel like one thing they could do is like let us take 5 or 20 sisters per unit again, like we could in 9th edition. Just because it just having such a huge chunk of your points taken up by these like sisters who are ultimately just like extremely fluffy, and by not fluffy, extremely fragile. It just doesn't feel good when like a whole unit of Battle Sisters gets wiped in like one round of shooting because and it's not even because like your opponent even might have rolled all that hot with like their flamers. It's just that at toughness 3, 1 wound apiece, most of the time you're wounding sisters on 3s, and a pretty decent portion of the time you're wounding them on 2s. So like they're extremely squishy. Exactly, Nikki. I remember people saying they were going to take a Warhound Titan and 900 points of sisters. Yep. That's what you're describing is exactly accurate. That is quite literally the Sisters of Battle experience right now. It's just basically play knights. I mean, at 2,000 points, it's like only 900 points of your list being sisters. It's just like that's literally less than half your army is actually Sisters of Battle. That cannot be good for a faction. That cannot be good for a faction, and you cannot convince me otherwise that it is somehow healthy for a faction to be heavily diluted with units from other factions, even if they are their allies. Next up, we're going to use, actually, no, not this gold. Where's my Hoplite gold? Or am I going to use Glittering Loot? I actually might use this one. Oh, no, no, no. This is part of the plan. Never mind. Next up, we're going to use this glittering loot paint to paint the insignia on the shoulders of the Sacresants here. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Alright, that looks nice and shaken, not stirred. Oh yeah, that's a really nice yellowish gold right there. Oh yeah, I know I had to kind of dip early from stream the other night, but how did the rest of the doing the Archon quest go for you? I meant to ask you earlier, but I didn't. My bad. You know, I think I mentioned this last time, but I'll say it again, in case I didn't, but it's actually remarkable how easy to control these 2.0 speed paints really are. You would think for more like transparent contrast style painting type of paint, it wouldn't be as easy as to control as like a like a traditional acrylic paint. But the truth is, it's actually easier to control than even those, which I really appreciate as someone who is still very much working on his brush control. Oh my gee, it was drama, so much fun. Nice. I might go back and watch the tail end of the VOD since I missed the tail end of the stream. Just so I'm all caught up on the lore. I'm calling it right now, though. Farina's up to some shady shit, and you cannot convince me otherwise. I am so sus on Farina, it's not even funny. Farina Cat Chow. Actually, it's Purina Cat Chow. One of the few pet food companies in history to ever develop its own video game. Which is just fucking weird. Because, like, why on earth would you need that? Bro, I don't think she's actually a god, but the fandom says that for every god, so I don't know. Fair enough. Yeah, it's interesting to me how, like, I didn't realize how, like, mythological the game itself is and how, like, many, like, literal gods you play as. Like, that's crazy. That's one of the things that's low-key kind of crazy to me. One thing, kind of nutty to me, but also, like, really cool about Genshin Impact. I should play that more. I literally have not touched it in months. Of course, was busy with my move and shit. Ah, the gold, putting these as gold instead of white. Oh, that looks so sick. I love that. I love that. Night creates a nice little bit of color contrast, breaks up the sort of darker colors we got going on. I dig it. I dig it. Let's keep it going. The new setup in the new place looks so good. Aw, thank you, E. I appreciate that. Yeah, I have some proper lighting now, you know. I have some proper lighting now, which is nice. I actually can tell that I have a 1080p webcam, which I've always had, but it didn't always look like it was 1080p, that's for damn sure. So it goes. Actually, you know what? I'll zoom in here a little bit so y'all can better see what I'm doing here, and then try not to move around too much so you can actually keep track of what we're doing here. I like to move around a lot and shift around a lot when I paint, just to remain comfortable. Because of course that helps with like doing good work, is being comfortable while you're doing it. Y'all can see that, right? Yeah, you can. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Do. Nice. That's looking pretty flames. Nice. Okay. Hold on, let me touch up this part right here a little bit. Add a little bit more paint there. Cool. Have you heard of Fear and Hunger? Is that the game you told me about the other night, E? The one that Super Eye Patch Wolf made a video about? The game that's also your current hyperfixation, if I recall? The one that's a roguelike, right? Because you brought it up. I think you brought this up when we were talking about Hades and how frustrated I was that my run was like toast that night. What the fuck was that? Ooh, y'all, I thought I heard a fucking bug in here. Whew. Oop, yeah, we should try playing it and get traumatized. I mean, I'm down to try it. I'm always down to try new things. It's another roach. God, I hope not Godzilla mode. Like, another roach would load, like, high key end stream, like, immediately. I'd be like, nope, sorry guys, sorry, but now I gotta burn down my entire apartment, so sorry about that. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I will see y'all later. Seems like my fan just like blew something over, which is fine. Which is fine. Okay, let me move back into the frame here. Oh dear, okay, this is gonna be a little trickier because this Aquila is right behind the shield. So we gotta be pretty careful not to bump into anything else as we paint this. Thankfully, because it's obscured, it doesn't have to look super pretty. Just clean enough. Just clean enough. And just like our brains fill in the blanks with comic books, so too shall my viewers' brains fill in the blanks when it comes to me painting. Actually, I was able to get the entire thing, so all of what I just said is pretty much a moot point. There we go. I will say one thing I'm particularly proud of when it comes to like my painting is that I feel like my accuracy with my brush strokes has gotten a lot better ever since I first started, which I am proud of myself for, because brush control is a very, 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 very important aspect of all of this. Kind of goes without saying. That reminds me, I do actually have to finish that video essay because I thought it was really interesting. I just, you know, I watched it during my nighttime YouTube routine, so I of course fell asleep on it. I don't know how I developed the habit of doing that. I must have been when I was younger at some point, but so it goes. Guess my brain is gonna be mush by the time I'm 35 or something. Or whatever it is they say online. I don't know. I feel like my brain is pretty nice. Very wrinkly. Very big. Oh my god, speaking of weird internet talk, y'all, I gotta tell you a story. So, literally yesterday, I decided to go shopping for some new clothes after work to get ready for the fall. And I was on Broadway walking towards Soho, and I look across the street at the Sephora, and there's an NPC streamer. Actually, there are two NPC streamers live in front of the Sephora. And I had never seen, that was my first time ever witnessing an NPC streamer in the wild, and I was like, oh my god. And this one was like a sort of like I guess musical NPC streamer. I don't know what the genres are. I don't watch any of them, of course, but like he was like, he had like a not a keytar, but like a synthesizer, and he was like playing like music and shit with it. I was like, damn, dude, you got a whole fucking setup. And like I didn't know that NPC streamers will do this shit on the streets. And all this, I could see through the window, the staff inside of the Sephora were like all gathered at the window, not even helping anyone. They were all just like watching this man's, both of these dudes just like go at it with their NPC streams. And I'm like, that is so bizarre. Yeah, those are really weird to me too, Nikki. I have like this whole, like, if I were like a video essay channel, I would totally write like a whole video essay about how I just think that shit is just so utterly dystopian. How in order to like make how in order to make like a decent amount of, not even like a shit ton of money, but in most cases, but like just like, you know, a pretty decent amount of bag, you know, like people are literally dehumanizing themselves in order to do this. Why does your stream always say I have thousands of likes on your end, Godzilla? That's so bizarre to me, but also I appreciate it. Whatever your computer is doing, personally, I appreciate the hype. But yeah, no, like that was just so weird to me. And like, and they were literally drawing everyone's attention on the sidewalk. I'm like, dude, do you really want that? Like while you're live streaming? Like, imagine if like I were doing this shit on like the streets in New York. Like could not be me. Oh my god. Yeah, literally like a Black Mirror episode. E, you're so real. You're so real for that. Godzilla, you said get some. Yeah, buddy. Actually, you know, speaking of Chainsaw Man, I went into Uniqlo. They got this drop going on right now. This Chainsaw Man collab going on right now, and I got one of the Chainsaw Man t-shirts. What is an NPC streamer, Godzilla? I will gladly answer that question. So the TLDR about NPC streamers is basically they're people who will go online on go live on TikTok primarily and like pretend to be literally an NPC, and the way it works is you like tip you like literally tip like the streamer, like they're like these little like items. You pay for them with real money, but then like you turn the real money into coins and you buy the like little gift items with coins. So like roses or like a galaxy or whatever the hell. It's all very abstract, and that in and of itself is like, I could talk about how that's a predatory practice in and of itself, because it kind of turns like spending real money into a game for like what's likely a whole bunch of children. But aside from that, point is, and depending on like what you gift the streamer, they'll like have like a preset reaction to it. So it's like, say if like I'm an NPC streamer and like, oh my god, the one thing I will say I admire about these NPC streamers is that the really good ones, their commitment to the bit and saying, because they'll be like looking dead at the camera and they'll like literally be bobbing like this, as if they're like doing their own idle animation, and then like, you know, say you gift them a rose and they'll be like, hey, thanks for the rose, and then they'll reset, go back to their neutral idle position, as if they're an NPC. That's sorry for the, by the way, for the scary staring straight at camera moment, but like had to get the point across, right? That's how these people operate, and it's just like, oh my god. And they do this for hours on end, and like the most successful ones, they'll literally pull in like 10k per live stream, like $10,000 USD per live stream. So yeah, it's like, what the fuck am I doing with my life, right? So Genshin players, oh my god, I'm dead. E, do you have a response to this allegation? Why? I honestly have no clue, dog. I wish I could tell you. I cannot explain to you at all how this shit got popular. All I know is it came out of nowhere. To me personally, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but to me the whole thing just sounds like a psyop. The whole thing sounds like a government psyop, bro. I'm like, there's no way. And it just, the way, when this type of shit just comes out of nowhere like this, I'm like, what the? I don't know what the diss was, but yeah, I agree. But yeah, no, it's so freaking weird. That shit is so freaking weird. Although, not gonna lie, who knows, if I had thought of it first,
maybe this wouldn't be a Warhammer painting stream, y'all. Maybe this would just be some NPC streams. And you also got ones. You also got NPC streamers who like pretend to be fictional characters. It's low key kind of like the next level evolution of like those character suit wearers in like Times Square, New York City. I don't know if you're familiar with this, Godzilla, but like in Times Square, New York City, you have these people like walk around in costume, like ready to like take pictures with you and shit. And some costumes of, we'll call them, varying levels of quality. Some are actually pretty cool looking, others are like clearly bought from like Party City, you know what I'm saying? The worst of them, the most malicious of them, will actually like, you know, you'll be taking a selfie in New York, like in Times Square, with like you and like your friend, and then they'll photobomb you and be like, hey, you gotta pay me $20, you just took a picture of me, like what the hell? You'll be like, what the hell? No, I didn't. You just photobombed me, asshole. Which is why you will never catch me taking any photos in Times Square unless I am far the fuck away from those people. Almost had that happen to me one time in my first year at college up here. It would have happened to me too if I didn't see it happen to someone literally like the minute before I took like whatever pics I was taking with my friends at the time. I'm saying that Genshin players spend their life savings on stupid shit. Not E, not E. E is free to play, right E? Right E? But yeah. Anyway, that's NPC streamers in a nutshell. I really do think we're entering some sort of like postmodern era of like content creation. Yeah, totally, but it makes people happy, so who cares? Exactly, fam, exactly. I mean, here we are painting plastic miniatures, am I right? Here we are doing exactly that. Right here at youtube.com/Chimera Games. Gonna hit up the Rosarius right there with some gold. Hit up this with some gold. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Let's pull back out real quick. Uh-oh. Cool. Okay, wipe off our brush here. What time is it? Only 8:33. Nice. Very nice. Oof. Okay. So what to do next? Oh, you know what? We do need a second coat of copper on this shield. We definitely need that at the very least. Vitalize that with some water. There we go. And I'll just do this with it in my hand since it's already here. It's pretty dry, so no big deal. Also retouch the face mask too. Not gonna retouch every copper area on this model because I actually do like the slight variations in tone. Just to again add a little bit more variety across the entire model. But on the more prominent copper areas, we are going to retouch those or take a second pass at those with more copper paint. Not necessarily retouch them. Retouching is something different, but yeah. Y'all feel me, y'all hear me, y'all smell me. Hope you don't smell me. Actually, it's pretty hot in this room right now. Oh. I cannot wait for summer to be over, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but fall? Oh. Favorite season. I love the way the air smells when it's fall. You know what I'm saying? Like filled with like chimney smoke and shit. Shit's my jam right there. Apple cider? Could live off that for the rest of my life. No matter how ill-advised of a move that is. That would be my vibe. My vibe. Any Uzis. Okay. Alright, with this retouch out of Jiwei. Oh, wait, you know what? I just remembered one more that I saw earlier. Yeah, so you want to touch up the copper on the inside of these robes of the Superior. Because they are looking a little worse for wear, but that's okay. One more layer, and that should do the trick. Terrific. Oh, hold on. Completely missed this. That's why making final checks is important, y'all. Okay, hold on. Touch that up a little bit more too. Just want that to be a little bit more saturated with some copper color. Perfect. All right. Now, next thing we are going to do is we're going to take our favorite shade paint, Drakenhof Nightshade, which I feel like we haven't seen in action in a while, actually. We're going to take some of this, make sure it's all shaken. I know you're not supposed to typically shake shade paints, but I haven't used this one in so long, I'm a little concerned about everything being mixed well, so I will go ahead and shake this one this time. And all we gotta do is we're gonna take some Drakenhof Nightshade, and we are going to apply it very liberally to our enchanted steel bits, so like mainly the heads of the halberds, to give them a little bit more of a blue tint. I mean, at least with the old formula, people used to say that. I guess it's because because they're so thin, Nikki, shaking them causes them to like bubble and like foam up, basically, which means like over time, the more you do it, you actually like start to lose a little bit of like your shade paint to like the foaming. But like this new formula is a little less thin, is a little more thick than the old one, so like I don't think that's necessarily like as true as it used to be anymore. Yeah, it's something that I learned relatively recently too. Also, I want to zoom in so I can show you all this, but see, this is what we are going for, a nice little dark bluish hue to sort of draw out the already bluish tones that are inside of this enchanted steel speed paint. Yeah, that looks amazing. Like bluish silver steel. I'm a slut for that shit, y'all. Oh, I love that shit so much. Yes. Also, I don't know why I don't just use the digital viewfinder on my camera, which is literally right above me, to check my screen while I'm on stream, instead of like having to crane my neck over to see my computer monitor. Silly Christian. Tricks are for kids. Yeah, in fact, let me turn up the brightness so that this is a little on my lamp, so this is a little easier to see. Yeah, you can kind of see what we're going for here. That's too much shade paint in that region, so let's soak that up, and we'll just use that on the next model. Also, friendly reminder, beards, excellent paintbrush holders, y'all. Just saying. It's like having an extra pair of hands on your face. Let's see here. Yeah. There's a little bit more detail on the Spear of the Faithful that the Superior carries than like on the regular halberds, so you can sort of see the effect the shade paint is having a little bit more easily. Nice. Yeah, this is gonna look really good, y'all. I'm so excited for this. Now, the one downside to using the shade paints on these right now is that whatever areas these that are touched by shade paint, we cannot paint on top of those for a while, because shade paint needs at least like an hour to dry before it's like workable, like before the surface is workable again, which is usually why when y'all watch me paint, if I ever use like a shade paint, I usually save it toward like kind of like toward the end, or like toward a point where like I know I'm not going to be like need to touch that surface for a while before then going back and of course like building up the color from where we shaded it again, because the shades when applied correctly can, you know, cause your colors to become a little bit more a little less vibrant, not a little less vibrant, pretty decently less vibrant, and a little less saturated, you know. So that's why you always want to build your color back up a little bit. But I'm actually pretty satisfied with the tone that my halberds have taken on. So I don't think we're going to worry we're not going to stress ourselves out too much about all that. Like, yeah, see, look, I'll show you. So like, here's one halberd. Here's a halberd with the shade paint applied. Let me pull, hold on, I'm not in frame. There we go, in frame, brilliant. So yeah, it's like, here's shade paint, no shade paint. See the difference? Yeah, buddy. Okay. One of these sisters. This sister has a silver Rosarius because I gave her a silver Rosarius. So let me also handle that with some Drakenhof Nightshade too. Not much, but just enough. Nice. Cool. Okay, and now I have to decide. Let me see. Which of these colors did I pull aside for the... Oh, you know what? I just realized I am missing a color. BRB. I need to pull something off my shelf real quick. Alright then. We're back. Needed a couple more paints there. Gonna put away our Draconoff Nightshade. Okay, let's paint the purity seals. For the purity seals, we're gonna do pallid bone. Hold on, let me turn the brightness back down on my lamp ever so slightly, so that's a little easier to read. Pallid bone for the paper of the seal, and then for the wax seal itself, we use some poppy red, which is a new color. Been wanting to play around with this one, see how it looks. I feel like a bartender shaking up these paints. But yeah, what can I do you for? What can I do? What can I do for you? Vodka crayon? Oh, fucking course, no. Shout out to the sorority girls of Manhattan, y'all. I did briefly consider becoming a bartender while I was in college, and then the pandemic happened, and we just never followed through with that. Never really followed up with that. I feel like it could have been a pretty good one, pretty decent one. I feel like I could have gotten some decent tips, or something like that. Okay, let's see. There is a purity seal on this sister's shield, so we are going to grab our pallid bone, load that up into the brush. We are going to very carefully apply that right on top. Right here. Oh, wow. They actually made this the 2.0 formulation of pallid bone a little bit more saturated. It can like actually go on top of a zenithal, like a more zenithal-y, more slap choppy undercoat, like a little bit like nicer now, which is great. Actually, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that they did that, because my number one pallid bone, I like really liked it from the 1.0 set, but like I always thought it was just a bit too desaturated. But they did add a little bit more pigment to this new formulation, so I am a fan. All over again. I have found my love for this paint. There's a purity seal. There are a couple of purity seals on the superior, so let's get those done and dusted. Okay. Night of September. Try to rub that out. Got some pallid bone where I didn't quite mean to get some. Alright, got most of it. I'll take that. Okay. I don't think these sisters have any purity seals on them, so we can disregard them for this step. Yes. So you just focus on these three for now. Okay. I will never not love the fact that these Army Painter Speed Paint bottles come preloaded with mixing balls. That is such a massive W of epic proportions. Speaking of epic proportions, I actually don't know where I was going with that. I didn't have a connection there. Oh, you know what is of epic proportions? Actually, tomorrow night I am going to see a show that I've already seen once before, but I'm very, very, very excited to see again. Right now in New York City, there's this production of The Great Gatsby that's like an immersive theater experience going on at the oh god, it's like, I forget the name of it, but it's like some hotel in Midtown, and it is sincerely like the best theatrical experience I've ever had in my life. I had such I got a ticket off of a friend who needed someone to go with her last minute because her original people dropped, so I went with her. Didn't pay for my ticket because whoever was supposed to go with her had already paid her back, and oh my god, it was such a magical time. I don't often go to see theater multiple times within the same short span of time, but like I had to make an exception for this production. It is true, the actors phenomenal. Usually when I go to see a show, I'm like, okay, yeah, everyone was really good except for like one or two actors here and there, but no, every single actor in that fucking production is incredibly talented, so good. The casting director for this production, I hope they got paid well because they did such a good job casting this freaking show. And the whole thing too is like, so the way it's structured in a nutshell, is basically like you walk in and like you're at like, you know, you're at the main ballroom and like the bar and shit inside of like Gatsby's mansion, right? And the whole thing's like one giant party, and then like the story starts and like characters come in, they're interacting with you, they're interacting with each other, which is really fun. And then like, you know, and then from there they all like go off to like different parts of the space where like, say like Myrtle's apartment is set up, if you're familiar with the story, like Nick's house, things like that. And like basically the events of the story are all happening simultaneously in real time, and depending on like which characters you end up following, you get to see like certain parts of the story, but of course then you don't also see others too. So the only way to get like the complete picture is to, you know, go see the show multiple times, of course. It's like a bit like a choose your own adventure type situation, for all my gamers out there. I think on their website they say there are like 59 different ways to basically experience the show, which is just like incredible to me. And yeah, it is just, I guarantee you, like it is truly just as amazing as it sounds. And I am so sad because just about a couple of days ago on Wednesday, they announced that they're closing this weekend. Before, they didn't have a closing date set, but apparently they had like a production meeting and they were told by production like, yeah, we got to shut down this week, so their last performance is Sunday. And that just really breaks my heart because like this is truly one of the most magical productions I've seen in a long frickin' time. And like I just really wish that show could have stuck around for longer, you know. But I'm really grateful that I got to go see it while it was still up, and I'm grateful I get to go see it a second time this weekend. This time I'm gonna get dressed up. Last time I went, because I was invited last minute, I just ended up going in like whatever I had on, which is like, you know, a tank top and some shorts. But like they encourage people to dress up, and some people in there were dressed like it was truly 1920, like not the actors, like the audience. Like people had like flapper dresses on. This one guy had like a coat with like actual coattails. Oh my god. And he was the best. He clearly is like some sort of like professional like dancer, because like he was doing like the Charleston, he was doing literally everything. He was following every single dance step along with the actors. When they did like they do like a little like quick lesson on the Charleston before the show starts, so you can like dance along with them, and during like the parts where they dance, the dude was like, no need, I got this. I'm like, damn, okay. But yeah, also a good friend of mine, is in the show, and she actually plays the role of Daisy, and she is I in all the years we were like at school together, I'd never seen her act, especially because like the pandemic and everything. So like it's my first time actually seeing her like act in something, and she does a phenomenal job with that character. They did such a good job with placing her in that role, and of course, as a friend, I'm super duper proud of her for all the good work she managed to accomplish while as part of that production. It really is something special and magical. Whenever something special like that comes along, you know, it always breaks my heart when it eventually has to go away, you know, but wouldn't be special if it stuck around forever. Isn't that right, Phantom of the Opera? No, Let me quit. I promise I'm not as big of an Andrew Lloyd Webber hater as I used to be. I don't know if there are any Andrew Lloyd Webber fans in the chat, but if you are one such entity, I'm sorry, I guess. Let me quit. Okay, so all of our base coats on these models are officially done. It is time to move on now to highlights. And to do some highlights, what we're going to do is we're going to take our good buddy Vallejo Model Color Pale Sand, and we're just going to mix it with the base coats in question. For starters, with the armor, we're going to do Hive Dweller Purple. Mix these two up together in about a 2-to-1 proportion of Pale Sand to, in this case, Hive Dweller Purple. And then that's going to create a nice highlight tone for us for some quick and easy highlights to enhance the look of our models. Please stand by while I shake, senora. I forget the rest of the words. Work, senora. I forget the words here too. All right. And actually for this, I'm going to get one of my finer brushes. Actually, wait, hold on. Here's it, right here. Nice. This is another brush that came in the paint bundle. This is, what is this? I've never used this before. Oh, this is the designated speed paint brush. That's interesting because this brush is very small and I would literally never use this for actual speed paint. For speed paint, any sort of contrast paint, it's better to use a brush with a thicker bristle like this with like a large belly, because you want the brush to be able to hold some paint, like a lot of paint inside of it. This is not a good brush for speed painting. I would never use this for speed painting, but for highlighting and detail work, like, yeah, sure, absolutely I would use this. I'm very curious to know what their logic was behind naming this a speed paint brush. If I'm being for real. Actually, you know what? I just realized it also came with a couple of actual detail brushes too. So actually, you know what? We're gonna use the actual, because I wanna not attack this as aggressively as. So I think I'm actually gonna use this one. Yeah, we'll use this one. We'll use this Army Painter precise detail brush and go from there. So for our highlight mixture, I'm just going to do 2 drops of Pale Sand and 1 drop of Hive Dweller Purple. It's been a while since I've highlighted using this specific method, so I'm like 99% sure that this is the... Ooh, that's definitely more than... I kind of did like 1 big, like, thick drop that kind of looks like it counts for 2, so we're going to just roll with that. And then we're going to throw in some Hive Dweller Purple. 1 drop should do, because this is a pretty dark color anyway. And so as to not clog up our detail brush, we are going to mix these together with our other brush that we have been using, just so we don't ruin our detailing brush. Let's see if these mix. Interesting. Okay, update. That was too much Pale Sand. I think I need to flip the formula and do 1 drop of Pale Sand, 2 drops of Hive Dweller Purple, because I forgot the pale sand itself, despite being Pale Sand, is actually a pretty heavily pigmented. Like, the concentration of pigment inside of the paint's actually kind of high. So actually, we actually want to use a little less of it than we think we need to use, because it'll just pull it'll pull everything like to be super duper light once it's mixed in. Okay, let's give that ratio a try. This is also the first time I've used this highlighting method with the 2.0 speed paint, so like, I don't know if that... Oh yeah, see, that's much better. That's instantly so much better. Yep, that's exactly what we wanted. Okay, cool. So all I had to do was flip the ratio. And we're good. All right. Amazing. Okay. All right. Let's grab some paint and start applying it. So I'll zoom in a bit so y'all can see what I'm doing here, of course. Because this is some finer detail of work that we're up to right now. So basically, in order to highlight these models, we're gonna actually just sort of follow the roadmap that our prior work has already done. The brighter parts of our undercoat what the hell is that? The brighter parts of our slap chop undercoat are still poking through the hive dweller purple, and so we're just gonna literally apply this highlight layer right on top of where those are, right on top of where those bright spots are. Not fully remapping those same bright spots, but doing just enough to sort of outline them. Bring out the shine right there. We don't want a super duper shiny effect, just subtle enough to make it still look pretty natural. And for finer control over that, the amount that we're applying, I'm using this smaller brush for that reason. So there we go. Gotta put a little shine mark right there. Highlight that edge, highlight the edge of the shoulder pads. There we go, that's really starting to jump to life now. When it comes to painting, the highlight steps are always low-key my favorite. Because it's usually the step where things really start to feel just like so much more alive to me. Gonna be focusing on a lot more of this type of shit when we start doing the non-metallic metal Celestian project, especially. Gonna have to actually learn how reflections and everything work on metallic surfaces. Which thankfully there are plenty of awesome tutorials online on how to learn that stuff, so I'm not too concerned. I think we can apply a little bit more right here. Yeah, I'm literally basically just tracing right over the spots that were already shiny. So that makes identifying where the highlight should go just that much easier. This is why having a good solid undercoat is so important when painting in this style. Because it's just going to make everything easier on you later on if you do it right. Oop. Laid it on a little too thick there, but that's okay. I'm also looking at where like my hobby lamp's light is hitting the model and sort of following that line of light for the highlights as well. The key to getting really good highlights is just making sure that your brush is not overloaded when applying the paint. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that looks great. I've actually gotten better at this. Look at me go. Yeah, the details are crazy. Thank you, E. I appreciate that, bruv. Oh, I appreciate that, bruv. Also, speaking of Australians, I gotta say, I'm very happy that Formula 1 is finally back this weekend, too, except my favorite driver on the grid, who is Australian, Daniel Ricciardo, broke his hand today in FP2 because he crashed into the barrier at one of the turns, and so is gonna have to sit out this race this weekend, so that is very sad. But it looks like the break was very small, so Mans will make a hopefully speedy recovery in time for next week's Grand Prix, which is Monza, aka the Cathedral of Speed, because it's the fastest, or one of, if not the fastest tracks on the Formula 1 calendar. It's got the highest average speed all around it, if memory serves. Oh, I just realized I fully missed this grenade. These grenades, she's got 2 grenades, and I fully missed both of them. Where is my enchanted steel? We will use enchanted steel to color these in. I use enchanted steel for one, and I'll use the brazen copper for the other. Why not? Give it a little variety, shake it up a little bit. Copper is a little dry, but that's okay. This grenade is literally so small in detail that it's hardly noticeable anyway. And because it's actually obscured in shadow, I just need just enough color applied on it to indicate that if it weren't for the fact that it were obscured in shadow, it would appear a nice, brilliant copper. I don't know what it is with me and all the accents tonight either, y'all. Don't ask. Don't at me. Okay, back to highlights. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, E, I wanted to ask you too, are you planning on doing a, another movie night at some point? In the near future? Would you? Yeah, I would love to, but it slipped my mind. I slipped my mind, but I guess. But yeah, which movie would you want to see? No clue, dog. I gotta process that, and I'll get back to you. I feel like another fun little animated romp would be pretty fun, though. Oh yeah, that reminds me too. I wanted to... Hold up. Let me see if I can find. I wanted to show you. So like one of the. Oh, look at that. I was hoping it would be there when I pulled this up. Godzilla did. I see you actually. I'm sorry if I missed you saying this or anything like that, but I see you posted the Iron Hands Dreadnought. So let me, if you don't mind, my good friend, I'll pull up. I want to pull this up and show the masses. That's another thing we've started kind of doing ever since you were last here, is we've started pulling up each other's work, checking it out live on stream for all the good people of the world to see. I'm also going to pull up Nikki's work too, some of his recent work that I think is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, so I pull this up and I'll pull up Godzilla Nids. Why is this not loading? Okay, bet. So, check this out. Hold on. Do I have the source set up for this? I do. Cool. Awesome. So this is Godzilla Nids Iron Hands Dreadnought that we were talking about earlier. Iron Hands, they are a loyalist Space Marine faction, so they're one of the good guys. Wait, hold on. I always mix up the Iron Hands and the Iron Warriors. Yes, they are the loyalists, so they're the good guy version of the Iron Boys. Love the detail. Oh, I love the way you got that Aquila to look on the chest too. Godzilla Nid. I love the inscription on the scroll too. The faith. Love that shit. I love the little. I love the detailing on the light right here as well. Noticing that as well. The base looks phenomenal. First of all, kudos to you. Still got to work on improving my basing, naturally. But yeah, I love the way this looks. All their coats look super smooth too, I gotta say. Oh, I love the free-handed Iron Hand too on the side. I love the layers, the little detail. Like, that's sick. Oh, that's amazing. Also, again, look at that. The base, phenomenal. Nice job, Godzilla Nid. If you're listening right now. Hope you are. And then we got some of Nikki's work here on some Space Marine Terminators. You'll notice that the check marks on the... Is this a Lamenter Terminator? Yeah, it's a Lamenter. Yeah, these are all free-handed, so like the pattern wasn't on there before. He literally free-handed these. Also free-handed the details on this guy too. Also love the shark fin. Nice addition as well. Those aren't normally on the Assault Terminator, or not the Assault Terminators, but on the Terminators. But yeah, just wanted to shout out our friends real quick because they've been doing some great work, and I admire it all very, very much. And now, back to ours. Let's see here. Do, 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 do. There we go, sort of rub that in there. Paint's starting to dry up, so I might have to remix some here soon. That's okay though. Right here should be a good spot as well. Her chest is more open than the other ones, so it makes sense to apply some right here. Apply some to the collar here too. I think I need to go ahead and remix some paint now, actually. This is already dried up quite a bit. But that's okay, because that's why I low-key love Vallejo model color paints, is because they are very fast to work with, because you can usually get to working right on top of them pretty soon after applying them because of how fast they dry. To some, this is an advantage. To some, this is a disadvantage. It depends on your style of painting, really. There we go. Nice fresh Bacho paint, ready to go. Nice. A little bit of water to break the surface tension between the speed paint and the acrylic paint, and we are all good to go yet again. Let's go. There's a little bright spot right here on the helmet we want to hit. There we go. Let me get the edges of the shoulder pads right here. Flip this around, hit that edge, boom. Get the back of the calf muscle right here. Very nice. Paint over this kneecap edge right here. Hit that one more time. Apply a bit of a nice. Okay, cool. Get part of this gauntlet right here. Okay. Hit up some of the backpacks, say like right here. And right here. Nice. Okay. Add a little sparkle right there, a little pizzazz. Hit that edge. Boots don't really have to be highlighted because they are very much obscured in shadow. Some fingers right there. Get this edge of this shoulder pad right here. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, these are low-key turning out to be some of the best models I've ever painted, I think. At first I wasn't sure about where these were going quite, but like I said, like I've said before, it's like once you start getting closer to the end, you can like feel it, you know, and you're really starting to like get into the groove of like the project you're working on. The earliest parts of painting are always the toughest to get through because of course it's when your project looks the ugliest, right? But by powering through, oh my goodness, the reward is so freaking tasty. We love to see it. Yeah. One thing I want to try out real quick. I'm going to try it out on this sister since I have her in hand right now. I want to try heavily diluting some... Let me get this in the frame. I want to try heavily diluting some of this hardened leather speed paint with some water. And I want to see if I can get it to be like a sort of shade-like consistency. And I want to try shading the golden insignia on her shoulders using this mixture. So I don't want to use... I'd rather not use like actual shade paint if I can avoid it, again, because of its long drying time, or it's long, like the long time you have to wait in order for it to get back to like being workable on top of. So I kind of just want to give this a shot and see where it goes. Let me scrape off some of this excess paint from an older project so I can
have a spot to mix on. We are going to just put on a little bit of hardened leather on our palette. I'm just narrating what I'm doing since you can't really see it. And then we're gonna heavily dilute. I almost actually want to kind of grab my squirt bottle and use that to mix this, but we're gonna heavily dilute this paint with some water. And I mean very, very, very aggressively dilute this paint with some water. We almost want it to be the same consistency as the water itself. If I did this right, then when I touch this, oh yeah, that runs right off the brush. Yep. Yeah. I think that's the consistency. Let me just try painting this onto this paint cap. Yeah. This is the consistency we want just about. So let me try applying this directly on top of the Aquila. Oh! That looks amazing. Yes. It's very subtle, but that's what I need. That's what I want. I didn't want it to be a very heavy coloration or anything like that. Although for the sake of science, I think I will try it with undiluted hardened leather and see how that goes too. We're just here to have fun and experiment. After all. Hey Zeal, welcome in. How was your day? Did you go to were you at the library today? We're just doing some finer detailing work on our sisters here. Wait, where did I literally just put that paint bottle? Here it is right here. Alright, for science, let's try this. Okay. Don't hate it. Might be a little too brown for my liking, but you know what? That's okay. We will let that variety stand. Day was chill. I have Fridays off, so no library today, but tomorrow I'm dressing up as a pirate for library's Cape Con event. Amazing. That sounds like so much fun. Is Cape Con like, what is that? It sounds like some sort of convention. Reapply some brazen copper to the shield. It looks a little discolored, almost like I forgot to put a second coat on to this shield, which I didn't think I did, but in case I did, I'm gonna fix that right now. Where is brazen copper? Right there. Also, I decided to carve out the more chill tunes for tonight's stream, just because I was in a bit more of a chiller mood for tonight, you know? It's like a mini convention hosted by the library. There's going to be old school arcade games, programs on how to draw comics hosted by art. Oh my god, that sounds incredible. Oh my god, that sounds like so much fun. I hope you have such a good time with that. Let me know how that goes, okay? See, this is why libraries are so important, y'all. So you get to do cool shit like this at your local library.
provided they have the resources to do so. What the hell was I literally just thinking about? For sure, I'm very excited. That's great, Zeal. That's great to hear. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Decided last minute, I will actually paint the skulls on the halberds. We're going to actually paint those in copper to contrast with the enchanted steel. 9:26, perfect. We got like an hour left, and we are just about to the bases at this point. Amazing. Zeal, you and I have to run another game of Your Only Move is Hustle soon, by the way. I've been thinking about that here lately. I need my comeuppance for that bullshit you pulled off last time. That bullshit victory you pulled off last time. That buzzer beater ass victory. Spamming the fucking Cowboys Impale move. I will get you back for that. I promise. I swear. Swear down on me nan's grave. Which doesn't exist yet. But as the British saying goes. For those of you who don't know, one of my favorite games that I've purchased in the last year is this game called Your Only Move is Hustle. It's literally $5 on Steam, and costs like practically no storage space to install. And basically the premise of this game, if I had to like explain it in so many words, is like, if you recall like the early 2010s, like, or the late 2000s, early 2010s era of like online animation where like everything was a stickman fight, that's basically this game. The way it works is everything kind of moves like frame by frame, not frame by the frame necessarily, but like anytime a player is able to move, the game will freeze on the exact frame where you're able to move, and you like input whatever command you want your character to do. Like, do you want him to like shoot a fireball? Do you want him to like punch, kick, dodge, etc.? And you go step by step through the battle, you know, trying to outsmart your opponent, and try to like, you know, counter their moves while dealing damage, dodging, etc. And then once you reach the end of the fight, the whole thing plays back in real time. So like, for example, a standard match length is it's measured in frames, so like 3600 frames is the standard length of like a match in Your Only Move is Hustle. And what that translates to is, hold on, math, 60 times 60 frames a second. Yeah, it's a minute in real time, right? And then like when you go and play back like your battle footage at the end of the fight, you see everything play out like as quickly as it like would if you were fighting your opponent in real time. And it looks like those old animated stick fights from like back in the day. It's overall just a really, really fun game and such a creative take on the fighting game genre overall. Highly recommended, especially again at its $5 price point. That game is literally one of the biggest steals, I think, period. Like, it's like at $5, like that game is such a freaking steal. So I highly recommend it if you're ever looking for something new to play. The online community for that game is really solid too, especially because especially like when the game was brand new and everyone's like, I'm a newcomer, go easy on me, and they're like, yeah, sure, we'll fight with honor. And you can still find plenty of that. There's still like plenty of lobbies dedicated to like solely new players, for you to have like this good, like fun, safe, healthy environment to learn the game in, because the learning curve, it's easy to learn, it's really hard to master though. It's really hard to master, but nevertheless, I recommend that game literally to like everyone I know all the time, whenever I have the chance, whenever I have the excuse to do so, you know. So there you go. That's my recommendation for y'all if you're ever looking for a new game to play. Your Only Move is Hustle. Okay. I think, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this gray? We'll use French Mirage Blue. We're nearing the end here. We're going to paint the bases now, so I'm going to actually pull it back out for this because we don't need to be as zoomed in for this portion. I'm going to just base coat the bases in some French Mirage Blue, which is my go-to gray of choice.
And we're gonna coat it with some speed paints to sort of draw out some of the finer detail, as if they were shade paints, and then call that project a done deal. This project a done deal. I'll be ready to move on to other things. I'm running out of space on my palette, but that's okay. I need my base painting brush. My wide bristle brush. Here we go. This one. Azil says, I'm down for a rematch whenever. Excellent. That is excellent to hear, my friend. Excellent to hear. Get some water on this brush. Get it ready for receiving some paint. I'm gonna have to order more French Mirage Blues soon. I just realized I only have one bottle of this stuff left and it's low-key running low. I don't know why I didn't clean this palette out before I started. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Actually, you know what? Where's my other dry palette? Because that one actually is already coated in hella French Mirage Blue from when we were slap chopping. Where did I put that? Is it here? No. Is it here? Yep, here it is, right here. Perfect. Practically got a whole palette dedicated to this shit. Let's go, gamers. Oh shit. Got rogue paint on my hands. One ought to be wary of rogue paint on one's hands. It can sincerely be the death of a project if you are not careful. Which is why I always use my paint holder. No matter what I'm doing. Did you hear about Danny Rick breaking his wrist? I was literally talking about that just before you got on, yep. I had done a shitty Australian accent. I was like, speaking of Australia, my favorite F1 driver injured himself today. Yeah, I heard about that. Unfortunate that he's gotta have to sit out the first race back from summer break. I hope he recovers quickly, though. It seems like, the way they described it, it seems like the break wasn't that serious, so that's good at least, you know. At least he's got that going for him. Okay, let me just get the rim. Rogue paint on fingers. As long as he makes it for Vegas, I think all parts. Yeah, because Vegas is the place where he really wants to race. Yeah, as long as he makes it to Vegas, I think everyone's gonna be excited about that, especially him. He's so excited about Las Vegas. Not to be all America on Maine, but like I love how much he loves like Americana shit, like Texas, like it's like especially like, you know, going to like Austin for Circuit of the Americas, and also going to Las Vegas and shit. I just love how much of a fan he is of all that shit, man. I love how much of a cowboy he is. Him in Texas, literally him in Texas is always such a riot, especially with like his fits. Like that cowboy fit he had on last year around Austin time, I was like, bro. Oh, Danny, we love you, bro. We love you. Okay. This doesn't have to be an absolutely perfect base coating of French Mirage Blue, because we will be applying speed paint on top of this, of course. So it is going to help us to fill in the blanks a little bit, not to be lazy or anything, but you know, time is of the essence. I do want to get this project done by the end of stream. And if we gotta stay on a little longer to do that, I suppose that is acceptable.
one of the reasons I'm very excited for the oh goodness gracious, for the Celestian project is that I'm really excited to execute on my idea I have for her base. Try something new. Something cool and funky fresh. Bless you. Thank you, Zeal. Sorry that was in all of y'all's ears just now. There we go. I see the pebbles that we applied to this base stuck on really well, because I'm like really attacking it with the paintbrush right now and nothing's chipping off, which is fantastic. Yo, gonna head to bed right now. Thanks so much for the chill vibes and great company. Figures look flames. Thank you, dear. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping in. I really appreciate you taking the time to stop in, especially because I haven't seen you in a while, Chief. But take care. Have a good night. Rest well. You deserve it. God, if anyone deserves rest in this life, it is you. One of the hardest working people I know, E. Sleep good, alright? Bye. Big love, big love. What does the giant wear on his hand? A big glove. Anyway. Of course, we'll take a second pass at the rims of these bases since I am getting a little bit more hands-on with them as I go, in order to remove them from the paint holder, from the model holder. I mean, not the paint holder. Paint holder's off to the side, which is holding my paints. Here we go. Ooh, I just love it when a plan comes together, y'all. Don't you? I'm fucking with that. Get a little bit more here. Okay. Have you heard of Junji? Oh, Zeal. I have indeed heard of Junji Ito. I'm actually really one of the many things on my reading backlog is actually Uzumaki, because that's getting an anime soon on Adult Swim, and I've seen like some preview clips online that Adult Swim posted, and the animation looks amazing. It looks like they literally just animated like a copy of the manga. It looks so sick. Have you read, I just finished his manga short story collection, Tombs, and I think it'd be up your alley. Yeah, I should check that out. I'm gonna check out Uzumaki and I'm gonna check out Tombs, and I'm gonna report back. I love his art style so much. There's this game on Steam called World of Horror that like takes after his art style. I don't think the game was like, I don't think he worked on the game, but it's like heavily inspired by his work. It's been on my wish list forever. I should download that at some point. When I get through the rest of my backlog, maybe I'll do that. I don't know what's worse, my video game pile of shame or my Warhammer pile of shame. Actually, I do know which one is worse. It's actually my video game backlog. It is insane. It is insane. I'm gonna have to check it out. I think I'm on a bit of a horror kick right now. Ooh, interesting. What makes you, why do you think you ended up on such a horror kick here lately? Is it to better understand the man-made horrors beyond our comprehension that surround us on a day-to-day basis? I recently finished The Devourers by Indra Das, which was this werewolf novel that took me by surprise and was really freaking good, and I guess it's been on my mind. Oh, word. Okay, bet. What's the story of that one if you had to summarize it in so many words? I think I want to get some really scary zombie books, though. Ooh, okay, okay. Nice little eclectic mix of horror right there. Nice little monstrous variety there. I think you'll really enjoy, as long as you're on this kick, I think you'll really enjoy the Death Guard army project once we get to that, right after we finish Sisters. That's going to be after we finish the next model after these Sisters right here. It also takes place in India, which was refreshing. Oh, interesting. Hold on. Oh wait. Oh, let's see. So it's kind of like Frankenstein, where it's a story within a story. A strange narrator comes up to a history professor proclaiming to be a half werewolf, and you slowly learn backstory. Interesting. That sounds really good. That sounds really enticing, actually. Like to me, personally, I love shit like that, where like it's a story within a story. Good old meta narratives and shit. I'm a sucker for that type of shit. I might have to check that out myself. Maybe I'll go to the library and check it out, or hop on Libby to see if they got any copies of it available on there. Y'all, if you're ever in New York City, if you happen to live in New York City too, if you're watching this, if you're not aware of Libby, then let me put you on real quick. Libby is the New York Public Library's free app for free audiobooks. You borrow them from the app as if you were borrowing books from a library, so you might have to wait on like a copy of like a really popular book. For example, like if you wanted to read like The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the Hunger Games prequel before the movie came out, you'd probably have to wait a little while for that book, you know. But like otherwise, you know, it's there for free. As long as you got a New York Public Library library card, you're all set. Oh, Hoopla's a really good one too. Always used to read books at work. Yeah, back before I started streaming my hobby painting. Oh wait, Libby isn't exclusive in my New York Public Library. Check to see if you're local. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, nice. I did not realize it wasn't exclusive to New York. Well, there you go, y'all. Check to see if your local public library has it. Your local library has it. This stream was brought to you by Libby. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. YouTube, that was just a fucking joke. That was just a joke. Chill out. Chill, 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 chill. Chill, 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 chill. Yeah, I used to use Libby to listen to audiobooks back when I was like just painting on my lonesome before I started streaming. I would listen to my non-fiction books via Libby. Listen to like some Carl Sagan and the like. Because I'm that type of nerd. Okay. Almost done here, y'all. Almost done. Last push. All we gotta do now is we're gonna take some Ash and Stone speed paint. We're gonna apply it right on top of the base coat of gray we've just applied, and then after that we're going to touch up all of the rims, and that'll be that. That'll do. Now, I've never done this before, so I don't know how this is going to turn out exactly, but I am excited to see. We are doing lots of experimenting tonight, y'all. Lots of experimenting tonight. Where is my speed paintbrush? Here you are. Put my cat back on here. Okay. I'll just go ahead and hold this by hand, since we're going to come back and retouch this anyway in like 2 seconds once this is all said and done. Oh, interesting texture this paint has. Interesting consistency, I guess is what I meant to say. Curious to know what this is going to look like when it dries. You know what? Maybe we'll switch to a black instead. Yeah, because what I want to do is I want to enhance some of the shadows. And in fact, I'm not even going to bother with trying to find the 2.0 version of Grim Black. I'm just going to go ahead and roll with the 1.0 version, because it's not like we're going to layer anything on top of this. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Anyway, sorry, that was probably right in y'all's ears. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight. I need somebody and always. This sick, strange darkness. Oh my god, I'm gonna get copyright claimed on this fucking stream, aren't I? Yeah, I'm just gonna use some good old Grim Black.
gonna apply this on my other palette. Right here should be good. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's more so what I was going for. That looks good. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. Nice. All right. And repeat. That in there too. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. All right, we are almost there, y'all. We are almost there. Okay. That's that. And then, all right, last one here. Make sure this is actually diluted enough for my liking. I love how versatile these speed paints are. I love how you can use them as a base coat, you can use them as like as a color filter, you can use them as a bit of a shade paint with some of them, you know, like you can basically turn them into anything you want, which is actually like really cool. One of the things I think I admire most about this paint line, and I guess the same can be said about any paint, but like it's just really easy to do with these, at least in my time since I've been using them, you know. Ooh, I should jot that down. That might be a good YouTube video idea in the future. I do want to start making videos one day. It's just that those take a lot of time and effort. Time and energy that I don't have. Because I work full time. Ooh. What was I gonna say though? At least, you know, to get them to the standard that I would want them to be at. I edit short films on the side for friends every now and then who are filmmakers, so I get kind of picky when it comes to video editing, so you know, it's one of those situations where, like, you know, I might, you know, go into the editing room and I don't come out for like months. not literally months, but you get my point. You get my rather facetious point there.
Alright. Let me clean off my hands a little bit more, actually. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very carefully pick up each of these models. And we're going to hit up the rims, retouch those, and then that should be that. I saved the retouching till after I finished applying the grim black because I figured that I might get some on the rim, and so I wanted to be able to just cover that up in one fell swoop, or otherwise just remove it without having to do it like twice. Just get it all done in one fell swoop, you know. We want the coat to look even, so we'll just hit it up all around the rim here. Okay, that's one. Make sure my fingers are clean. One. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, that is all well and covered. Next, get some more paint on there. Reloading! There we go. Hold on. Let me hit that part right there one more time. It's a little dusty. Alright, there's that. Alright. And boom. But hold on, that's the spot right there. Cool. And boom, just like that, that is our third painting project in the books. This squad of Celestian Sacresants is looking mighty fine, I must say. Mighty fine, mighty clean, mighty swanky, mighty schwanky. Let me bring them in frame so y'all can see as best as possible here. Rims are still wet, so I can't quite touch them, but boom, 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 boom. There they are. That's not in frame. Boom, 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 boom. There they all are, as seen from a bird's eye view on top of a typical Warhammer gaming table. This is look, this is the view I usually see my models at, right? So, you know, if they're like, you know, teeny tiny errors, it's like, fuck it, you know? If it looks good from 3 feet away, it looks good enough for me. But yeah, here we are. Here's I'll pick up one, I guess, to show off as an example. There we go. We did it, y'all. That's project number 3. Hold on. Bring it closer to the camera so it's a bit easier to see. Oh, hold on. Nice. There we go. Alrighty. That's gonna be paintbrushes down for the night. Yep. Let me... Wait a second. We have a rogue paintbrush. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, just want to make sure. The bronze looks so clean. Thank you, Zeal. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hold on, I just want to touch up this little bit right here. Okay, now we're good. Perfection. Amazing. Gonna stop myself from looking at them too long, so as to not drive myself crazy. Remember, perfection is the enemy of good. Always. Perfection is the enemy of good. Alright, so that's our 3rd project in the books. Ain't got much else left to say other than the fact that our... oh my, voice crack. Ain't got much left to say other than the fact that our next project and our last project for the Sisters of Battle, the larger Sisters of Battle Army project, is going to be... Let me find her real quick so I can show y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna close this drawer right here. Here she is right here. Perfection. It's going to be Celestian the Living Saint. She is going to be our next project, and we will get started on this ASAP next week. We're going to build her on stream and, you know, go through the whole dog and pony show yet again. Thank you all so much once again for joining me here tonight. If you're brand new here, first of all, hi y'all. My name is Christian, aka Chimera. Welcome to youtube.com/Chimera Games. Hope you enjoy your stay here. If you tuned in tonight, first of all, thank you so much for being here live with me. I greatly enjoy hanging out with all of y'all, painting alongside of y'all, getting to show you this little hobby of mine that I care so much about. If you like what you saw here, don't forget to first of all subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. That way you know exactly when we go live, which is every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget to hit the like button before y'all go too, because of course that always helps out the channel with ye old algorithm. And if you want to follow me on my social medias, all my social media profiles can be found in the description below. Take care till next I see y'all, and have a great weekend. We all deserve to have a great weekend this weekend, especially with all the crazy shit going on around here nowadays. So I hope it's a good one for y'all. Alright. Peace out, gamers.